Today is going to be all about nootropics, microdosing, and performance-enhancing drugs. Did I just say drugs? Yes, I did! Please note, I don't endorse you to use any kind of illegal substances in your region. Be sure if you want to engage in certain of these things, make sure that you are aware of the risk and you are living in a space where you are sort of allowed to do this. So I'm not endorsing to you anything crazy. I'm going to show you a couple of examples which might not be completely legal in your state or country, so please be aware of this. These things, by the way, nootropics, are completely normal, legal, over-the-counter things. What are nootropics? Basically, nootropics are supplementation built to improve your brain power. So your brain needs certain chemicals, needs certain nutrients, needs certain minerals to perform better, or at least do the task that it wants to do at a faster, better rate than it would do normally. So in this case, there are many different brands. I've got two examples right here. So this is Joe Rogan's favorite Alpha Brain from Onnit, and this is not a specific, this is just one simple ingredient from Natural Stacks acetylene, which in many cases you will find in other nootropics. There's hundreds of brands selling this stuff. Due to my occupation, I was able to test a lot of them, was able to get a lot of them, was able to try them out lots, and I have my favorites, I have my caveats. I'm not going to tell you, hey, buy this brand, buy that brand. Most importantly, what you want to do if you want to engage with nootropics or any other form of supplementation is make sure that your body, A, is in a good functioning mode. What does that mean? You eat healthy, you sleep healthy, you drink lots of water, you take the right nutrients that are needed for you, maybe use a little bit of gut bacteria enhancing ingredients like probiotics and other things that can influence how you actually uptake the nutrients that you're going to now add into your life. So let's say, for me, there's two different distinctions between nootropics. There is lots of different nootropics out there. Lots of different brands, different recipes, different ingredients. There's lots of them that have quite an overlap because certain ingredients just work better than others. Pricing, it's being able to see it from a buyer's perspective. So from a wholesale perspective, the rates vary a lot, but it also varies on the quality of the ingredients and the amount of active ingredients that are actually in, bioavailability, so how good is your body to actually take it up, but also, the mix and the synergistic way how these ingredients work together. What I would look out for is always test, try to get a couple of products, and if you like products like Onnit, they will give you a full money back guarantee if you don't like it, so you can try it without having to break the bank. These are a little bit more premium. There are way more premium nootropics out there, and they, perform a little bit better, but that's a little bit like once you get onto a performance stage that you really want to increase your life exponentially and you have the money to actually do it. If I look for nootropics, I look at what's the quality of ingredients. So is it from an organic or natural-based substance? Is it a factory-based substance? There are some ingredients that are not able to be made by humans or plant-based sourced, so you would need to use it in a scientific manufacturing mechanism, which might be different for you if you have different values on how you use your nutrition. But for me, the big distinction is if you look at, let's say, the mid-range, because there is cheaper products which debate if they would work. Some would do. You can even make your own mixes. I mean, there's many people that debate, why would I pay a premium branded product if I can just buy all these ingredients myself and just mix them up and fix what works for me, which a lot of biohackers actually do. So from the low end, you're always going to see one simple ingredient, which I would try to avoid, as I do have caffeine intolerances, but many people already take too much caffeine in their life anyway. So in the cheap variants, there is always going to be caffeine because it pumps you up and it makes your heart rate go up and makes your blood go faster and all kinds of things, which is a cheap solution. So try to avoid those. Look at your mid-range. Mid-range sometimes have caffeine added into it, so try to avoid these if you can, or if you don't mind the caffeine. But for me, it's just a expensive way to get caffeine in. I can just use another cup of coffee if I wanted to use the caffeine throughout the day. Again, probiotics, make sure your body is happy. This does have sugar in it, so not so good for you actually. But let's not break the bank on that. Looking at these nootropics, always test them on your own body. Like, different bodies react differently to different ingredients, different mixes. Some people get headaches out of it. Some people get what you call it, stomach aches, and there's a variety of things that can happen. But that all depends on the mix, and that's why you want to test it. You want to look at your own body, and I would definitely tell you never to over the recommendation dosages that they give, because yeah, that's not gonna end up well for you. It's not gonna be happy. You're not gonna die, but it's definitely gonna fuck you up, because now you're increasing your brain power. Same time, I always tell people, just mix it up and make sure that it's not your daily habit. It's something that you do if you need crunch time, you have a big presentation, you have a test you need to do, or a video you need to shoot, or whatever you need to perform at a peak level, and you want your brain to perform better, get it done. Personal experience, they work. Whatever people can tell to you, they work. Your brain goes faster, let's face it. Your brain just... And lots of people have asked me, so how do you store all this information? How do you keep your memory up to date? It's focus on nutrition, that's base. Focus on sleep, not winning that much, too much. Aura tells me I'm not doing it well. And last but not least, use your supplementation wisely to match your personal lifestyle. So on to the two more fun ones, or well, maybe fun, depends. Let's say you have many performance enhancing drugs, which maybe from Olympics or whatever, but one of the things that many hackers, biohackers, and tech people use is one of these things that is not widely available, called modafinil. So modafinil is actually an anti-narcolepsy pill, which is great to get you pumped up and energized and have your brain function better. When I used to live in Asia, I bought these somewhere on the internet, don't ask me why, but it improved my night vision even. It was way easier to drive motorbikes, and at nighttime my night vision just improved. And it's an anti-narcolepsy drug, so take it in the morning, drink lots of water, because you're going to get dry mouth, and it's something that's going to keep you up. It's meant to keep you up, but it also just improves your speed. And I see a lot of people combining modafinils with antiracetams or paracetams, which again are not over-the-counter drugs and are not easy to get by from some places, some countries, or people who are not so savvy on the internet. Always check your local guidelines on what you can and cannot do. The ones we got in a local pharmacy in a country where they just sell this over the counter. Thank you. They are great. I mean, we did a couple of testing. I saw these pass by on the internet. We did a couple of testings with me and my friends, looking out, hey, what does this do? How does this work? It's great, or at least modafinils are great if you want to get stuff done. It gets you amped up, it gets you working, gets your brain working, and you will be able to move, and you'll get lots of Excel sheets done. You get a lot of brainy oriented work done. It kind of sucks for creativity a little bit. It sucks the energy out, but if you want to get stuff done, like compared to, I gave half a modafinil to my girlfriend when we lived in the Philippines, and she was ready to clean the whole house, and at 11 she was like, the house is clean, what are we going to do now? Which, some cases you might need this if you want to crunch something or you have deadlines. It's great to have in your arsenal. Again, make sure check your local recommendations, make sure you get it from proper source, and always drink enough water. Then last but not least, which is a little bit more famous, but getting more famous in the world right now, is microdosing. So I've tried microdosing with mushrooms, I tried microdosing with LSD. I even jumped in and went to help the researchers from some London university that were trying to figure out, does it actually work? Like, all this news came out, a lot of people were saying, oh, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and lots of people wanted to know on a scientific basis, does it improve performance? Like in terms of cognitive, IQ based, reaction based, and they performed a lot of tests. I'll see if I can find the results actually out of it. It's quite interesting. Basically, the idea from them came, or the test results from them came out through saying there is no benefit to it. There's no direct increasement of performance. from a personal standpoint, it did make me incredibly happy. It increased creativity. I became more social, or at least very much more interested in socializing, and like it took a little bit away of that social anxiety that some people might have. And that it definitely at some point in my life helped me. What I did feel was I would work longer hours, get stress in my shoulders, I could feel things locking up. But it's definitely something, if you are in a safe space, you don't have any psycho traumatic problems, or what do you call these, the split personality, plus it is legal in your country, try it. Again, always make sure that you have people around you who can support you. Always make sure that you're in good health, and always make sure that if you have any kind of mental issues, that you have that sorted or checked out prior to doing any kind of experimentation. Preferably, you just let me be your guinea pig to try out whatever you do. So if you look at what I would say for the different aspects that I just elaborated on, nootropics, if you can get your hands on them, and if you have the money to invest in them, and you need some things to do, try it and take it out, figure out what's your favorite, and then just put it in your closet, so whenever you need it, you can just drop in and get some extra energy and extra brain power. The modafinils, again, great things if you want to and can get them, and you need to do certain things. It's not addictive. It's a standard drug that actually is prescribed to people who have narcolepsy. And again, it's not something that is sold over the counter for a reason, so don't fuck around with it. And make sure that you always take it early morning so you can sleep and you don't screw over with your natural rhythm and your natural circadian rhythm. Last but not least, the microdosing can be done through mushrooms or LSD. Read up about it if you want to do this. There's many blogs talking about it, many people discussing these things, how to do it, how to set up regimes. The standard is 3 days on, 3 days off, or you see people doing 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on. I was personally doing 3 days on, 3 days off, 3 days on, 3 days off. As we've seen from the scientific research, which I jumped into and collaborated with, it doesn't on paperwork improve efficiency. From personal anecdotal evidence, it made me happier, it made me more social. It didn't bother with my work. I felt much more in flow. But then again, I might be in a situation where my work is either from home or from a computer operated system where it doesn't really bother. I mean, if I would be a little bit on the edge, it didn't really bother, because I can have my own music, I can have my own drinks, and I can do whatever so much I want to do. But maybe if you're driving a motorized vehicle, I would not tell you to start doing these, because you might get distracted. That's definitely something that I noticed. Like, I would get slightly distracted just doing things, and you might be, once you, I would say, jump deep into a creative hole, you might be staying there a little bit longer, and that could help you in the creative process, but it could also just deteriorate your work, because you're now busy with stuff that you're not supposed to be busy with, because your brain is just firing off. Last but not least, if you want to do these things, again, make sure you're in good health, eat well, sleep well, drink well, get your medical brain shit checked out if you have any issues or any things that you might be worried about. And again, just try, experiment, read yourself, do your research, and do your own anecdotal evidence. What comes across for me many times with supplementation or nootropics or any kind of performance enhancing elements, that could be ice baths, fitness, whatever, you might read some anecdotal evidence from somebody else, and they live in a different culture, different surroundings, different people, different settings, different diet, and a completely different body. So whatever their results might be completely different from you. And that's always where you want to, test and make sure, if you do these things, that you keep sort of a record, that hey, am I actually improving, deproving, or what is the effect on me as a person, instead of just going with the hype and believing, okay, well, now I'm going to do modas every day and I'm going to microdose every day, because it might deteriorate you. It might put you in places where you don't want to be. And at the same time, two of these two of these things that I just pointed out are not really literally available on the market, so you might need to do some hoops, and we don't want to put you in any unnecessary harm. I hope you have a great day. I hope this was informative, and let's look forward to the next video.